Bingo.
Admit all.
We got this.
All right. And all right, we've got a nice little crowd here. Hello, everyone. I would love for you to pop in the chat and tell us where you are tuning in from. If you are watching the replay, wherever you might be watching it from, please say hello in the comments and tell us where you are tuning in from. I am here. It's like a dream come true. I am here with my beautiful sister, Ashley Vanden Ouden. She is in Wales. I am in the Midwestern United States, and we are coming to you to share so much love and really an activation and an awareness around what is possible when we come together in sacred sisterhood. So I'm going to invite everyone to take a deep breath, come into the now moment, put everything aside, and lean into the experience that we are lovingly creating for you. There are no words that we can say to you that are going to convince you that this is the thing for you. It is really about a feeling. This is a trailer. This is just a taste of what is here for you in this space that we call Enagic and Kangen water. We are water empresses, and we are coming together as a network of sisters to do all the things from facilitating retreats to building healing facilities to bringing our healing offerings to the world to having equine healing centers. Our dreams are many, our dreams are big, and together we are stronger. And so there are going to be a lot of giggles as long as we can relax, right? Ashley and I, full transparency, we're nervous AF, okay, because we're doing this in a completely different way. We've never done a webinar together. This is a first. Ashley is very new to the business, less than 6 months in. My name is Monica, and I've been here for 5 years, but I still get nervous because I really love and care about this aspect of business building. I want to bring you the highest message. And so our goal is for this to be quite conversational, to bat back and forth, but to also really give you a taste of what is here for you and why it is different, why this way of networking and building in sacred sisterhood is different. And so let me dive in. This is what we're going to be doing. I am going to share with you my story and my evolution in this space, that you may see yourself in some way in my story and know that if I can do it, baby, you can do it. If Ashley can do it, you can do it, because there are thousands of people around the world that are allowing this system, this structure, this freaking magic to work for them in a way that uniquely aligns with their soul. So over the next hour, we are going to share our stories. We are going to share with you the 3 sacred shifts to align your mission business with your soul mission. Whether you have 0 experience or an existing offer that you desire to meld and expand and compound your current offer, it can happen either way for you. I had 0 experience. And those 3 sacred shifts are, you'll see me referring to notes because I'm like a squirrel. If I don't have notes, I'm going to end up over there for like 10 minutes and be like, Monica, what are you talking about? So these are the 3 sacred shifts that we will be covering. Number 1, sisterhood, strategy, and leadership. We are not doing things the way that we used to do them. This is a whole new paradigm that is not for everyone. It is for those who are trailblazers, who are ready to be active participants in changing the face of the planet and the way that business is done. Put your hands up in the comments if that's you, because if you're here, it's probably you. Number 2, aligning with an established vehicle. I did not want to create my own offer. I did not want to be customer service. I did not want to build a brick and mortar business. I knew that I wanted to align with an existing business and structure that was high integrity, long lasting, had a huge vision, and was impacting the planet, something that I could plug into and ride the wave. And that's what we're going to show you. And number 3 is building a circular, this is the divine feminine, regenerative business that nourishes you, the planet, and the collective. It has to check all the boxes. I'm not here to, God bless them, but I'm not here to be a TikToker that is promoting unconscious consumerism based on a low ticket affiliate offer where I'm making bank, but I'm also just polluting the world with a bunch of crap. I'm not here for that. I'm here for something deeper and something more profound. That is what we have here for you. So a little bit about my story. Now I'm going to pass it to Ashley to tell her story and take us into Sacred Shift number 1. 5 years ago, I was really looking for something. I had health issues. I was not living in my highest potential. I was really just barely hanging on by a thread day by day. I had just come out of a toxic marriage. I knew that I was going to be the sole provider for my family. And I knew that my nursing career as a traditional RN in a hospital was not going to cut it. I was not willing to trade my values anymore every single day that I walked into that hospital. I was not willing to put in more hours in order to make more money because I already was stretched so thin, working full-time, 13-hour shifts multiple times a week. There was no way. It was not possible that I was going to stay healthy and be able to keep doing what I was doing and sustain. It was not sustainable. And there was no end in sight. My retirement plan left when my husband left. I didn't have any of that. And so I asked the higher power, God, source, spirit, like, show me something. And I went deep and I went into the silence and I was scrolling on Facebook and this is what I found. I found a woman named Brooke March who is very successful in this space. She is an absolutely amazing mentor that we get to work with every single day. And what she was offering was a money challenge where you actually get to dive in and transmute your old money story. She was bringing a free offering to the world as the healer that she is. So I dove into that offer. It was magical, shifted so much in my life. I knew something was going on in the background because Brooke was just like playing online. I was like, I know there's something else going on in the background. And I didn't know what it was, but I was very curious. And so after that money challenge was complete, she invited us in to learn, no pressure, but to learn about what she was doing. And this is what I found. She invited me to a webinar like this. And my heart was so open. I was like, yes, I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. My body knew it was the thing. And so I was on a mission. Like, I was coming into this business. My soul did not leave my ego any room at all to F this up for me. My credit sucked, but I got resourceful and I found a loan. I found a high interest loan and I came into it knowing that I was going to pay it off rapidly. And so it just didn't matter. And guess what? That's what I did. I planted my flag in this business. I retired from my nursing career within 8 months of coming into this business. Not only have I excelled in this business, but I have also created a coaching business, created a healing business. I live on a lake. I have found this amazing man that I called in because I had the time to do the inner work while building this business and focusing on me. Did I say I have a horse? I have a horse. I have a horse. I have a horse. Like, it's a dream come true to have a unicorn. I vacationed already 3 times this year and it's May. Who can say that in traditional business? Most people cannot say that. It is a system that is not designed for us to succeed. So we have to seek an alternative. And there are many, many things out there, right? Ashley's going to talk about shiny objects in a minute. Right? There are so many offerings out there. And how do you know this is the thing? It is you going into the silence and asking your soul if this is the thing. It is you getting resourceful and letting go of the old bullshit story that tells you that you can't do it, that you have imposter syndrome, that everybody else can do it but you. You move bravely through the fear, go pull your freaking credit. That's a portal right there. That was the biggest thing. I was like, oh, my credit sucks, right? And you find a way. And so that's what we're going to share with you. Ashley's going to share her story next. She's going to take us into the sacred shifts. And ultimately, we're going to show you how we're making impact on the planet, how we are making impact in our own lives, showing up online, sharing it, and then simply inviting people into a webinar experience like this so that you can feel into it and come into the mission if it feels aligned. That's it. It really gets to be that simple. I'm going to show you the money because that's important, but that's a byproduct of the impact, right? That is a byproduct of the impact. And then we're going to tell you what the next steps are if you want to learn more, because remember, this is just a movie trailer. It's 1:11. Okay, I'm only 1 minute over my 10-minute mark. Hand it over to Ashley. Ashley is a soul sister who we've been connected in the online space through Enagic, because she initially came in to look at the business, wasn't ready to dive in, but we stayed connected. We built a friendship. She's one of my absolute best friends. We definitely have had past lives together. We dream about it. We have so many freaking synchronicities. I'm going to pass it over to her to share her story that's really different than mine. But I'll save that for her. I won't spoil it. So Ashley, tell us your story, love.
Okay, so
How'd you find me?
I found you. So my story is completely different to Monica's. My name's Ashley. I am currently in South Wales, and I found Monica 4 years ago on TikTok. I never wanted to go on TikTok. I was completely like, what? TikTok's for kids. I'm not going on there. Anyway, in 2020 I had my third child, so I'm mum of three as well, and I suppose that's why we resonate as well. Monica and I both have three kids, and I saw her in me, but I hadn't actually been brave enough to show myself. And I was looking at Monica going, oh, I want to be brave and do this. So I did, I finally got on TikTok because I was breastfeeding and, scrolling. And I found Monica, and it was nothing to do with this business initially. It was a TikTok training. Really easy, just a little TikTok. Oh, she can teach me how to do this. And then I sort of binge watched her videos. And I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? So a little backstory to what I do. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a sound healing therapist. I teach on retreats. That's my dream come true. But I didn't start there. I've kind of gone from big pharma to frequency. So I used to work in pharmaceutical sales, which is like completely opposite to anything that I'm doing now. And I didn't go in there thinking that pharmaceuticals were amazing. I kind of went in there as a bit of a undercover sort of I fell into it. I did a science degree. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to go into healing, and I thought science was the way forward. I was brought up always being quite skeptical about medical professionals and drugs. My mum made me potions. We didn't have doctors and pills and all that kind of stuff. So when I told her that I was going into this job with pharmaceutical big pharma, she was like, what? I was like, no, it's going to be really fun. I'm going to find out what they do and what they say, and it's going to be really exciting. So I did that for years, 10 years in total, but with a bit of a break in between. But I learned so much. I saw a lot. I mean, I started at 22, and they chuck company cars and all sorts of stuff at you and pull you in, and then la la la. So I ended up staying there for a little bit. But during this time, I felt quite stressed. I was definitely overwhelmed, nervous system, but I didn't realize at the time that it was probably the job. I just living in London. I just thought, everyone's just busy. But I found yoga. and I just fell in love with yoga, and it was my balance from doing something that I didn't really align with, but I was kind of fascinated in it, to then actually nurturing myself. So going from that pharmaceutical journey, I knew it didn't align with me. And then after that, I had the children, and things have just unfolded for me in terms of my healing journey. And it's been a long journey. And I have dabbled in lots of different shiny objects, as in different network marketing. I have aligned myself with lots of different products, which I love, and they're all lovely, but it's low ticket. It's you have to sell hundreds of them to get anywhere. You have to have all the stock in, which kind of drove me a little bit mad, and my husband, like, what are you doing now? And then every time I picked up something else, it was always like, oh, what are you doing? So I had this mindset of, oh, I seem to like pick things up and then don't follow through. Apart from my yoga and I set up a business called Lighten Up with Ashley, and I love teaching my yoga classes. I love doing my sound healings. This Sunday, because the weather's so nice, we're doing a flotation sound bath on a pool outside, and it's just going to be delicious, and I can't wait. So I love my work. But I'm at capacity, and there's only so many hours of the day. There's only so many yoga classes that you can teach. There's only so many people in the locality that will actually come to the classes. So high ticket, it was the way forward. And when I started to connect with Monica and we were chatting back and forth, I literally have been stalking her for 4 years. And it's just like, and I kept saying, I'm going to do this business. She's probably going, yeah, whatever, Ash, because I hadn't jumped in for ages. And then I kept looking, I'm going to do this, but my credit was crap. I had a really bad mindset of, I can't justify this investment because I've tried all these things, and people are like, oh, what are you doing now? And I, not that they've said that to me, but in my head, that's the other voice that is telling me that. So it's me saying that to me, going, are you going to follow this one through? What's going to happen? So I got over myself when I did a water fast. And it was all to do with this water fast in January. I did this amazing water fast, and it was all guided. It was with Monica, and it was all very, very held, nurtured. It was just a really nice thing online as well, but we were connecting online. We were guiding people through. I felt like I was guided through. And I was really lucky. The universe always responds, right? You ask and you shall receive. I wanted to do this water fast. A gorgeous friend of mine who comes to yoga said, "Oh, I've got a Kangen water machine." I'm like, what? Yeah, I've got a Kangen, and so she isn't in the business. She bought this water machine for health reasons, which has amazing effects on her health, and that's why her and her family bought it. So they invested in it for their health, nothing to do with the business. So she said, I'll give you the water. So she was handing me 5 litre bags of Kangen water so that I could experience the water and do this water fast as well. And I can't even put into words what happened, because it was just the clarity. I was blown away, because I thought that I thought I was quite clear and didn't have much stuff, you know? Yeah. But I started drinking this water, and something happened. The belief in myself and what I could do just amplified. And I put it all down to this water, and the structured water, and the fact that energy was flowing freely. I felt empowered, and empowered enough to have a frank conversation with my husband about how much I wanted to do this business. And all it took was for me to have that conversation, for him to go, oh yeah, we'll just get a loan. And I was like, what? It's that simple. Why didn't I say this 4 years ago? I don't know why I didn't say this 4 years ago, but I was just like too distracted by all these other shiny things and the kids and, life. And as soon as I did that water fast and cleared my channel, I feel like, I just was like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And then I remember sending the voice note to Monica that I had replayed in my head for about 4 years. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I finally sent her the voice note to say, I'm in. And just our conversation was hilarious, wasn't it? There was a lot of swearing. What? Oh, it was really good. So that's why I'm here. So Yeah, I feel much more clear. I feel like confident to dive into all of these things. And that's why I jumped in with this as well. Like, I've never done a webinar or masterclass. I have watched so many over the last 4 years because I've been stalking you. I should stop saying that.
Loved every minute of it.
But I've watched lots of masterclass and they're all different and it all depends on who's presenting and I got something from all of them. And when Monica said we're doing a masterclass, I said, yeah, I'm doing it because I know that if I don't do it, like the momentum stops and I want to be here and present this. So that's me. So we're going to go into the sacred shift number one, which is sisterhood, and that sort of blew me away a little bit when we got together. So I met Monica for the first time 2 weeks ago, and it was like I'd known you forever, right? And all of us, once we started getting to know everyone, there was 22 women, more than that, but 22 guests at this retreat, including our host Monica and Saber, and lots of like there was masseuse and there was lots of people kind of milling in about, photographers. It was really exciting, nothing like I've ever done before. And it was all about the connection for me. It doesn't matter about any of the other stuff that we did, the business stuff, like it is really useful and it was really good. But the fact that I met so many soul sisters from all over the world, went there on my own, well, picked up two randoms, no joking, Susanna and Cynthia. I picked them up on the way. I was like, you're in Glastonbury, brilliant, I'll pick you up. And again, when I picked them up, it was 11:11 for those that like angel numbers. I remember Cynthia looking at her phone going, it's 11:11. I was like, yeah, of course it is. Go on, jump in the van. As if I'd met them before because of this relationship that we've had online for a while. And it was just, oh, it just felt so joyful. And that's what work should be like. We need to have this collaborative working because so many other things that I've dabbled in, it's all very much on your own. And it feels like competitive against people, or you're kind of working in a team, but it's all a lot of hierarchy. And I haven't felt any of that here. And that's what I absolutely love. And totally trusting my instincts the whole way is just yes, 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 keep it coming. So this with the Enagic as well, I have found amazing training. So you have a platform called TFE, um, the Freedom Era. It took me a while there to think about what TFE was, the Freedom Era, but it's got so much training on there from amazing, amazing leaders who don't necessarily say they're leaders, but they're just sharing their magic. There is so much magic to be shared, and the fact that you can pull a little bit from everyone and everyone from all walks of life. So, unlike Monica's story, she felt that pressure and okay, I need to go and do this and I just have to do it because you had the kids and you didn't want to do the nursing, whereas I didn't have that. So I think that I lacked that shove, and it took me to clear myself out to shove myself. And yeah, and I've lost my train
Yeah.
of
No,
thought.
that's okay. So that's so perfect. It speaks to the diversity. Like, this is a global business. Anyone can do it from anywhere. We have sisters all over the world, and we are doing at any age. We've got 18-year-olds who are multimillionaires in this business. They're rocking it harder than I am. Okay. Like, what? Okay. They came in with like a knowing. But a couple of the points I want to speak to that you talk about around this sacred sisterhood, and this sacred shift number one is it's the networking piece, isn't it? Like, that retreat that we went on was only possible because Enagic is present as an undercurrent. And we're going to get to the juicy numbers and what exactly all the products are. But it's very important to speak to, we're shifting away from this linear way of income to something that's more circular, right? Something that actually supports all of our mission work. And so it was so juicy, y'all. I mean, can you feel the frequency? Like, we had Susanna sharing her Kundalini yoga gift. We had Ashley sharing her frequency healing. We had Saber sharing her sacred, her sensual dance. I was sharing my EFT tapping and my gifts. And it was like all of us, it was like this melting pot of beautiful gifts that only came together because of the undercurrent of Enagic. And let me explain that a little more deeply. what we see many times within our sisterhood community is we see women who are solely dependent on their gifts, right? Women who are depending on, like, what is the healing gift? What is the retreat that I have to schedule? How much money do I need to make doing that, right? How much product do I need to sell? What's the next launch that I need to do? And what happens is we deplete ourselves, right? You know what I'm talking about. Like, put your hand up in the comments if this is something you have experienced. We deplete ourselves. We're no longer giving from overflow. We're giving from sacrifice. But when you are showing up online authentically, sharing your healing gift with the world and willing to invite people into something that's even deeper, that will support all of your offers as an undercurrent without you vomiting products on everyone all the time, you have something that not only is very lucrative, supporting any dream that you have, but it's compounding, it's exponential, and it's actually creating a legacy that is willable to your children. That's the juice here. That's the difference. And you're healing the planet in the process. Oh, it's fully aligned. How did that feel, Ashley? That feel
So good.
juicy? Are you
It,
sold again?
it's so good. Yeah, keep selling it to me. I'm sold. It's so important though, because when I think back to my journey, um, I spent a lot of time with health professionals all day long, promoting this, that, and the other, overcoming objections, and all of the horrible, the salesy, brainwashing stuff. But ultimately, I spent a lot of time talking about the benefits of yoga, breath work. I even remember doing an evening meeting with a load of consultants, and the doctor really wanted me to do a meditation at the beginning. And I was like, what? And my teammates were like, are you doing that? And I went, I think I'm going to do that. And that's what they remember. Like it was just so good. And the comments that I used to get as well is that people weren't getting better. No one was getting healthier with all of these new amazing.
Revolving door by
Everyone,
design,
all,
right?
all the comments that I got was chronic illness is actually getting worse. I've got less time to see the reps. There's people in the waiting room, like they're overwhelmed. And you're like, so something's not working. Something's not right. We need to change something because that doesn't sound right to me. So
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
that's why this just feels so good, because it's ultimately healing everything.
Yeah, you're liberating people and making you're creating best friends that you didn't even know you had. Like, I'm seriously, I'm living the dream. Like, I'm literally living the dream, and I am not a genius. I'm just a little fairy hopping around from flower to flower, wanting to make massive impact, and I just keep showing up. Like, if you're willing to be consistent and show up, this business can work for you. Now, Ashley alluded to Sacred Shift number 2,
Sorry.
which is
Jumped in.
aligning with an established vehicle, where she talked about the water fast. So the vehicle is water.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm going to explain a little bit about the magical frequency of water. I'm going to pull up a slide and really ground in some solid facts about why this particular business is the business that we chose to align with, and why they are different. So we are water. We are 70% plus water. And what you notice in the health industry is that everybody's talking about supplements and exercise and organic food, but like, who's really talking about water? Not many people are talking about water. Barely over 1% of the population even knows about our product, and it is core to healing your body, to putting your body into a state of homeostasis so that you can actually heal and expand, right? Like, we're turning to light. We need to be able to support that process. And the number one way to do it is by accessing the highest quality water via your tap. So, what if I told you that you could have access to a machine that's going to save you $100,000 plus throughout the life of the machine? The machine's going to last you 25 plus years. It's going to give you access to healing structured water directly from your tap, and it's going to eliminate every single cleaning product from your home. Imagine the level of detoxification that can occur while you're drinking antioxidant water. It will absolutely change your life. The number one key to change in health is water. What water are you drinking? I'm going to share my slides. And I'm going to share with you the specific business that we have aligned with and why. And Ashley, I'm going to invite you to interrupt me at any point if you would like to add anything. So the vehicle that we have chosen to align with is Enagic is the company, and they are the creators of Kangen water. Again, I cannot share all of the details. There's so much here. I'm just going to give you a taste of the company and of the water. If you feel aligned, you get to take the next steps and learn more. So Enagic is a 51-year-old Japanese company that was birthed in Okinawa, the land of the immortals, based on research of the blue zones around the world. The blue zones are the places, the limited places around the world where you can actually access electrolyzed, reduced water, naturally occurring alkaline water that comes from nature. Now, the power of this water is that it is essentially antioxidant water. That means that you ingest this water and you help to combat oxidative stress. Oxidative stress comes from many places, right? It comes from the food we eat, the toxic air we breathe, all of the things that we do that don't actually support our body to be in a balanced healing state. This water reverses the effects of those things. We need this water. Now, there are other water ionizers. This is a water ionizer. There are other ones on the market. However, this is the highest quality, highest integrity water ionizer that is going to last the longest and be the safest. There are knockoffs. We are number one in the industry for a reason. We do not compromise quality. We do not outsource. Many of those machines, you really need to do your due diligence because people will watch this and go try to find a deal. They're actually not safe and can lead to heavy metal toxicity. There is lots of research around the quality of this machine, okay? Now, these machines are used in Japanese hospitals, in treatment plans. Like I, as a nurse, totally geek out on that. The company holds zero debt. We are a multi-billion-dollar business. We have thrived through all economic turmoil for the past 50 years. We've never been in the red. The Japanese owner, Mr. Oshiro, has a 500-year vision for this company. What does that look like? That means that every single machine sale, a portion of that sale is reinvested into the business. This is why our commissions are so lucrative and how we can speak of legacy income and willable wealth, and I'll get to that piece. Okay, now, the water itself has over 101 uses. And like I said, it's going to replace all of your cleaning products. It's going to replace any antiseptic materials that you have in your home because it actually helps to regenerate the cell and kills all virus and bacteria. There are so many uses for this water. Drinking 1 8-ounce glass of this water is like eating, I don't know, 3 liters of blueberries or something magical. All of the research is out there. There are thousands of evidence-based research articles that prove that this water does work and will support your body to move into homeostasis so that you are in a healing state. It allows your body to do what it innately knows how to do, which is to heal. Okay? So I'm going to get off my soapbox now about the water itself because I could go on for hours, really. And I'm going to share with you our other 3 core products. I like to call this frequency fortification. I have frequency fortified my home with all of the core Enagic products because I want to support my family in a holistic way. I'm a holistic being, just like you all. If you're here, You care about mind, body, and soul. We want to cover all of our bases. And so I'm going to point here. If you see my little blue dot bottom left, this is the K8, the water ionizer that creates the structured water via your tap. It's very easy to install. It's going to last you 25 plus years. You do not need a plumber to install it, baby. I did it myself. You can even take it on vacation with you. It's that simple. Ashley brought her water ionizer to our retreat and shared her Kangen water with us. Another beautiful gem, BB, brought hers as well. So Sacred Bow Sisters for bringing your water with you. So this is the K8. It's relatively small, beautiful machine. I love when people come over and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, let me tell you, okay? Okay, the next core product is our Anespa. This is a shower spa system. If you are drinking the best water, why on earth would you want to be bathing in the best water? We have so many toxins that come through our shower. Not only are we putting them on the largest organ of our body, we're breathing them in. The Anespa is going to eliminate the chemicals and the bacteria from your water so that you are not breathing and soaking it in through your skin. There are so many case studies around people who start using this Anespa and their skin issues, psoriasis, for example, eczema, disappear. Now, I'm not a pharmacist, right, Ashley? So like I can't claim healing. It's actually illegal for me to claim healing. So I'm just going to say it just so happens that there seems to be a correlation between those two things. And I'll leave it at that. Our next core product is Ukan, which is Japanese for turmeric. This is the most potent, highly absorbed supplement that is turmeric on the market. You will not find anything that is absorbed as readily into your gut as this form of Ukan, of turmeric, because of the way that it is grown and because of the way that it is packaged. So turmeric is a pretty volatile, short-lived herb. It loses its potency very quickly unless it is wrapped in Kangen water, grown with Kangen water, and grown organically. And so this is our amazing turmeric supplement that also supports sustainability in Okinawa. The number one cash crop used to be sugarcane, but Enagic has brought many farmers, local farmers, into the turmeric growing practice because it's way cheaper and it's way more sustainable. So it's really giving back to the community. Just another pat on the back to Enagic for their integrity. And then our fourth core product is the M-Guard. This is your EMF frequency harmonizer. And so the way that this product works is you plug it in. Ashley's showing us hers. It's a very small device. You just plug it in and it actually covers my entire home, which is a little A-frame on a lake, but it will reach out to your devices and actually chop up the waves so that you don't absorb them into your body. Because what happens is your cells actually clump together, so you can't carry as much oxygen throughout your body, which leads to oxidative stress when you're holding your device or sitting on your computer. And instead of you absorbing those into the body, this EMF harmonizer, like I said, it basically dismantles them so that you cannot absorb them. So those are our four core products, and I will go into the numbers of that here shortly. Ashley, is there anything that you just can't hold yourself back from sharing around these products?
I was just going to say, I saw a few videos to do with the M-Guard, and it's really interesting. There's some scientific things on YouTube where people have done blood work after holding their phone for 30 minutes, sitting next to the M-Guard doing it, and then doing it again. And literally instantly, you know, after that 30 minutes, they didn't have to wait a couple of days. It was like, it cleared the blood. It was fascinating. So it actually can happen really quickly when you harmonize it. And it's really interesting to see the blood under a microscope, is it not?
It is. And what an epic segue.
I know, that was, it's like
you are the bomb. Yeah, so she's referring to the rouleau effect. So what happens is when you hold a device and when you eat crap and drink shitty water, drink plastics, microplastics, it makes your blood clump together. And
Mm.
so and your blood's supposed to be bopping around like this, woo, your red blood cells. And when they clump together, your body can't function efficiently. And so I'm going to invite Melissa to come on here, and I'm going to figure out how to spotlight her with us. Add spotlight. Melissa. Okay. So Melissa is a beautiful soul sister of mine who came into business with us a few years ago. And look at her. She's sitting in her car on her lunch break, bringing it. This is flag planted. Let's build a business, baby. Okay.
Can I just say, the plan outfits either? We're all in blue.
I love it. It's magic. The magic of the magic. Okay. But Melissa recently went and had her blood drawn, and I'm gonna let her share her experience around what the nurse said to her, because it's real tangible, like real-time evidence that what we're doing is making a huge impact on our physical bodies. So like we get to share this with passion and excitement and truth and integrity. Hi, Melissa.
Hello.
How you doing,
Yes,
honey?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us.
You're welcome. So, do you want me to go ahead and just share? Are you able to show the picture?
Yes, you know what? I can.
Yeah.
I can. Let me pop this share back up, and I did make a slide. If I can figure out how to get to it. Okay, boom, here it is.
Okay. So there's my blood, and the picture makes sense to me now. It didn't make sense to me when I had my blood drawn and they separated the platelets, and the nurse kept saying, "Oh my gosh, your blood's so hydrated. You're the second most hydrated person we've come across, and the first most hydrated person was a Japanese lady. So who knows what she's doing, and maybe she's drinking Kangen water as well." But she said her blood was just a teeny bit more hydrated than mine. And when she showed that to me, she explained it to me. And that's why I wanted to show it to Monica, because Monica's a nurse. I really didn't know what I was looking at, but I just kept her saying, "Your blood's so hydrated, your blood's so hydrated." And I finally tuned in. I'm like, "Are you trying to tell me that I'm hydrated?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, we don't see this much clear plasma. Help me if I'm saying this wrong, please let me know. Okay. She said, "We don't see," she goes, "your blood is half clear plasma." And what I was needing, they needed to take 2 vials of blood for what I had gone in for. And she goes, "Next time we're probably just going to have to take 1 because of how much plasma you have." So, and I didn't drink any extra water that day. This is just, here's my Kangen, there's my bottle. But I drank mainly water during the day. But I also know, because I mentioned it to my cousin, who said, "Oh, well, you drink water, so you're going to be hydrated." And it's like, no, that's not the case, because the water that comes from the tap, the water that comes from plastic bottles can, in the end, dehydrate you, because of the oxidative stress that it puts on you. And so I'm wanting to say this right. So with the Kangen water, it's electrolyzed. It's not chemically, there's no chemicals that are added to it. So it's alkalized, not alkaline, right?
Yes.
Okay, help me if I'm going to say anything wrong, so please let me know. It's rich in molecular hydrogen, which acts as a powerful antioxidant. It has the negative ORP, which allows you to become more hydrated. Is that right? There's not the oxidative stress when you have the negative ORP. And it hydrates you at a cellular level, whereas the bottled water and the tap water doesn't get deep into your cellular structure to hydrate you. So anyway, so that was kind of exciting, because I've been drinking this water and I feel better. I've been sharing it with people, and the people that I've been sharing it with, I refill their bags of water, and I obviously get new bags, but I refill them and I give them to them because they're always asking for it. And I've loaned my machine to a couple people, and that they're buying the product, and 2 being the shower system as well. So, and one girl went to Japan with her husband, and she said, "I have never felt so good after being in Japan, using the shower water, drinking the water." And when she came back and tried the system that we have, the Kangen water system, she again feels better. And so she's buying the system. So
I love this. Thank you
yeah,
so much for your share. And something also that your share really speaks to is the many different ways to build a business. You know,
yeah,
I show up on social media and I really just bring value and love to the collective. And then organically, people reach out to me and like they're curious, you know, what is she doing? And I invite them to a webinar. Melissa is more sharing the water up front, where she's actually has a loaner machine and she's loaning the devices to people and they're experiencing it firsthand and saying, I want to buy. And so you can do this business in absolutely any way that you desire. There's so many different ways.
Mhm.
And this is the sacred sisterhood. This is the networking opportunity, right? We get to do it in so many different ways.
Can I
That's
also add to the hydrating effect of it? It's because it microclusters, right? Because normal water that comes out the tap, it can't necessarily absorb into your cells. And I noticed this. So I do a boot camp, and you know, we do silly things. But when you're working out and I've had water, I can hear it sloshing in my tummy over and over again. And since having this water, I am not joking. We do, you know, I can't remember what they're called. The thing when you're on the floor and you bring your knees up and your tummy's really sloshing at that point. And since drinking this water, I don't have it. So it's definite, like that's proof to me that my cells are taking the water that they need and it's not sitting in my tummy. I don't desperately need the wee all the time. I'm hydrated, and I think that's brilliant because that's where the hydrogen rich comes in because it microclusters it into smaller particles. Is that right?
Yeah, and that's like there are so many professional athletes
Mm-hmm.
that drink this water. I know Tiger Woods is one of them, and then the names escape me. I'm not
Few
a real
basketball players that I've seen.
yeah, and this is like they really talk a lot about that sloshing in the tummy. Like it doesn't happen because your body at Ronaldo, okay? Your body actually recognizes it, so you're absorbing it instead of just holding on to it in your belly and then excreting it out of your urine. So
Exactly.
boom. Thank you so much, Melissa. I so appreciate your share. You're amazing. We love you.
you are amazing and I love you.
You feel it. We're freaking besties. Okay, now, for the sake of time, I'm going to move this along a little more quickly because we do have a couple of testimonials and some magic that we want to share with you at the end. So I am going to share my screen again because I want to talk to you about the numbers. Before I share the numbers, though, I want to remind you that this is about impact first and that the money is a byproduct of the impact that we're making. And so our number one goal is to liberate as many people as possible, but also to really, really heal the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, people say they want to be a part of the change, but what are you actually doing in your life to be a part of the change, right? When you purchase one of these machines, you are saying yes to being an active part of healing the plastic epidemic on the planet. We have trash islands bigger than Texas, multiple of them in the ocean. And, like, are you contributing to that? Or are you actually being part of the solution? That's number one, right? What about the amount of chemicals that we're putting into our waterways by all of the different toxic chemicals that we're using in our home as we're cleaning? All of these greenwash products, they're not so great, actually, right? They're still putting toxic chemicals into our waterways, which is killing our planet. And so that's number one. That's number one. That checks that box. Now, the byproduct is the lucrative income, because essentially what we're working with here is unlike anything else that exists. This is a patented compensation plan. Let me get to it. Now, don't let the numbers overwhelm you. Just please stay with me. It looks like my slide got altered somehow. Oops. Okay, now listen. I cannot express to you how juicy the numbers are. Okay. All I can do is tell you a few stories and then encourage you to take the next steps to learn more. I'm going to tell you a few stories of people in our community, starting with my own, a very annotated version of it for time's sake, but to just give you a taste of the numbers that are here. So we are working with a franchise prototype. What does that mean? That means that what you do from day one, you will benefit from for the entire life of your business. my first sale that I made, I am still making money from. Okay. It means that every single beautiful water empress that I invite into this business, that I will benefit from her sales for the rest of my life. Now, it's not a pyramid because the benefit structure changes as your business grows to keep it equal, fair, and balanced. It's not structured like a triangle. It's structured over and down, over and down. It is a direct sales company. Okay. So I want you to look at the far left here and just giggle at my picture. Do you guys like my picture?
It's lovely.
There, Monica with the kissy face. It's actually my pet peeve, the duck lips like that, but I love this picture. I had to put it in there for a giggle. Okay, so I sent that to my man. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so I am Monica and I am 6A in the business. What does that mean? That means that I have planted my flag over the past 5 years, and I have advanced in the business, which you never go backwards in this business, to a level that I am in the upper percentage of the business because I have done the work, not monetary work, inner work. I have done a massive amount of inner work and consistently showed up online with a valuable, loving message, called in my sisters, and now I am 6A. So the rank means nothing to you, right? But that is where I'm at, which means I am getting maximum commissions in this business. It took me about 2 years to maximize the compensation plan. It is a strategy that we can show you how to do. So if you're willing to plant your flag for 3 to 5 solid business years, you can surpass me in this business because it's not designed to keep everyone below in a pyramid structure. You can come in and you can go around me, baby. And I invite you to that. Ashley, I invite you to kick my ass, okay, in the compensation. Pretty please. So I am 6A, which means I have at least 101 team sales, not individual sales, but team sales. This means that when I sell one single K8, the water ionizer, I make $2,808. One sale. Like, what would $2,800 on one sale do for you? Because when I get a commission check, I'm like, okay, baby, let's go on vacation. I should put in savings account, right? Invest it. That's what I meant to say. I'm responsible. Okay. $2,800.
That's a lot of essential oils in other.
That's a lot of essential oils. And you have to keep restarting every month, right?
It's exhausting.
Okay. Now, if I sell a package, which means remember, there's 4 core products that I showed you. If I help someone frequency fortify their house to get resourceful, and it can be zero out of pocket. Remember, that's what me and Ashley did. We didn't pay anything out of pocket. And this is based on you getting outside funding, you getting your upfront commissions, and you planting your flag, and it's go time when you come into business, right? If I sell one of those packages, I make $6,500. When Ashley joined me in business, I made $6,500. And how much did you make, Ashley?
Well, there was a bonus running at the same time, wasn't there? So
yeah,
I did quite well.
You did do quite well, didn't you?
And I got a retreat.
Yeah, and you got a free retreat. Okay, so, but without the bonus.
It was about £2,500–3,000, so dollars more.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I've
just put that somewhere to pay off the loan that we've got out. So I'm just, it covers me for a good couple of months. So that's perfect. And that was the plan.
Yes. And so Ashley's initial investment was around $15,000.
Yeah, £12,500.
Yeah. So it was around USD was around $15,000 to own a business that's going to make her well beyond hundreds of thousands of dollars if she keeps at it. Okay. So for me, I'm beyond $100,000. I have absolutely made beyond $100,000 in this business. I have now hit bonus income because I am 6A. Now, what I have forecast in my future, which I've set my intention within the next 2 years, is monthly and quarterly bonuses that can be upwards of 5 figures on top of commissions that I'm still making. Profit sharing, and this is where Enagic takes a portion of every sale, puts it into a high yield trust, and keeps giving back to the distributors. And so this profit sharing starts at a minimum of $5,000 every month. Once you help a few other women get to your status and your rank, you taking people with you, that's when you get into profit sharing. We have a man named Romy who was living on dirt floors. He didn't know enough English to get like a real job in America. So he had to do some sort of direct sales, something commission based. He is about to hit a rank in our company that will guarantee him a $800,000 bonus and $80,000 a month for the rest of his life that is willable to his children. Or willable, if you don't have any kids, you can will it to a trust. Willable. Where does that exist anywhere? It doesn't exist anywhere. And people say it's too good to be true. But guess what? There are thousands of people allowing this system and structure to work for them. And I can guarantee you right now, what's happening.
Can I
Yes,
add?
yes, please. Yes.
I was just going to add to that in the 4 years of my deliberation, my husband knew that I wanted to do this, but wasn't sure how serious I was. He searched as much as he could to find what was wrong, and because he didn't believe that's not possible. Actually, companies can't do that. They haven't got that much money. And the more research he did, the more he realized that it was actually true. So I think that helped with the whole 4 years of investment. It was him who embodied it as well as I did, and we both were like, right, let's do it. So
I love it.
yeah.
I remember you saying he can't find anything. If you look at legitimate resources, you are going to find integrity. You're going to find the highest integrity with this company.
I mean, you can find people on YouTube moaning, but it's because they didn't do any work, basically.
Thank you.
But it's nothing to do with the company, it's the person. So
yes, exactly. Thank you so much for that. That is perfect. A perfect addition. Now, again, for the sake of time, I'm going to hop over here. And this is my daughter, Sophia. So my daughter, Sophia, just turned 18. So guess what? She gets to own a business, right? Like this is a shift in consciousness. We get to teach our children how to build lucrative businesses. There are 18-year-olds in this business who are blowing up and making a major, massive income, not having to do the old thing with college, blah, 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 which all those things are great, but they actually get to do it differently, and we get to show them how. So when you come into the business with a package, you start with higher commissions immediately. So another benefit of Ashley coming in with multiple products is her first sale is going to be on a single machine is going to be 4 figures instead of 3 figures. Okay. Now there's no wrong way to come in. There are certain people who come in with one machine where your first sale, you're still going to make $351 and you'll never make less than that. Now, I know it's a lot of numbers. You don't have to understand all of it. Just understand that if you come in with a business mindset, you want to come in with a business package, you want to get resourceful, figure out a way, we will help you come in with a business package with higher commissions, and know that people who build under you, you will never make less than the highest commission that you come in on. And so when Sophia goes to sell, to someone, she will make $1,755 off a machine sale out the gate because of coming in with a package. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Now, for the sake of time, let's skip forward. Can somebody tell me in the comments, like juicy? Can I get a like water drop? Is this making sense to you? Is it landing for you? I know it seems complicated. It's taken me years to really understand the compensation structure, but I really just want you to get a taste of the level of wealth, uncapped. You never go backwards. The wealth that is here for you. It is freaking magical. Okay, now. Stop. Oh, we're so close to time, aren't we? Okay, now. I'm going to take a deep breath. I would love for someone to tell me in the comments if the compensation plan makes any sense to them at all. Did it make a little bit of sense? Lo, I see you, Lo, in the audience. Will you tell me, did it make a little bit of sense? Just pop in the comments and say, yeah, I kind of get it. Yeah, okay, yes, the numbers are juicy. Okay, beautiful. Now, so those are our 3 sacred shifts. I'm going to review them. Sisterhood, strategy, and leadership. Number 2, aligning with established vehicle. an established vehicle. Number 3, building circular regenerative business that nourishes you, the planet, and the collective. Is it resonating? Did you get that from this? You don't have to talk about the water. You don't have to sell anything. I want you to think about how the flip did you get here? I'm pretty sure nobody was shoving a water ionizer down your throat. Okay. Now this is the call to action. And then if you've got to pop off, I know it's been an hour, pop off, but we've got a couple of testimonials for you. If you feel the call, if you feel that stir in your heart and soul, I want you to reach out to the person who invited you to this call and say, I want to know more. I want to get on a call. We can get on a call with you. We can vibe. I can answer your questions. I can help you get resourceful on how to come into this business, how to build your dream life, okay? Because that's what we're doing here. Just reach out to the person who invited you and say, I'm ready. I want to book a call. Now, what's your incentive to move? Don't sit on it for 4 years like this lady did. I'm calling her, okay? Don't do that. And I see people out there watching that have been sitting on it too. And I'm calling you out too. Like, now is the time. Okay. There's no, why not get on a call? Like, why wouldn't you, you know? Now the incentive is we are actually planning another retreat. Actually, it's already planned. We have the framework. We rode the wave of excitement from the last retreat. And what this retreat is doing is bringing all of our gifts together. And our goal is not, we do not need to profit from this retreat. Remember, we have Enagic as the undercurrent. We want people to come together in sacred sisterhood and grow together. Whether you are an Enagic distributor or whether you're considering it, you get an invitation to this upcoming retreat. We don't have a date yet. We're still looking at venues. We're thinking either Wales or Glastonbury, but like, it's going to be absolutely magical and the tickets are going to go. They're going to go quickly. And so if you feel the call to learn more about this retreat, get on a call with us. Book your call. Okay. I'm going to pass it to Ashley so she can share her love and her frequency. And she's just going to invite on, you can cue me when you want me to invite on the testimonials. Pop off if you need to. We have 2 amazing women who are going to share their testimonial on how this experience has changed their life. Okay, so if you're popping off, we love you. Book your call, okay? Otherwise, hang for Ashley's lovely closing and some testimonials. No pressure.
And if you are popping off, come back for the recording so you can watch the amazing testimonials.
Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of the retreat, it was so expansive. And if you, whoever invited you on this call, I wonder if they were on the retreat. Go and have a look at their social media because we're sharing all sorts of magic there. And it was just so lovely to connect and share stories. And it just put a fire in my belly anyway. And I think everyone else is feeling it. So it's an amazing experience. It's really good because it's all about sisterhood, and that's my passion. That's my love, is just to gather and share. And it's amazing what you can create when you get together. Like, all of this has happened because we got together, and it was magical. So I think it was Cynthia who was going to come on first and share her testimonial with us. So this is the gorgeous Cynthia, who I had never met before. We had messaged a few times on online, but she had a beautiful retreat in Glastonbury the week before the other retreat. She did a double retreat. And I picked her up on the motorway, not on the motorway, somewhere on the motorway, but it was lovely. So here we go, Cynthia, the lovely Cynthia.
Yeah, and I just have to say, I got to add this. When you said you picked us up at 1:11, I remember the message. I'll be there around 1:10. Shall I make it 1:11 to make it more magical? And then that's what happened. So I just got a kick out of that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am on Monica's team, obviously, and I am with the beautiful Susanna, who I didn't even know was a soul sister, but she is a soul sister, and she did the double retreat with me in Glastonbury. And I'm just, this business has expanded me. It has called me forward. It has, like Monica said, you got to do the inner work. And I I've had shiny object syndrome like Ashley, though. I have tried other network marketing things because I do believe in network marketing. I absolutely believe in how it works. So, but this is the first business that I've been totally in alignment with my values, with the frequency. I just love, love, love the products. I love the sisterhood that has developed. I never expected to have this added bonus of community like this. So it's way beyond anything I ever imagined. And so I don't even know what else to say. I could gush about it all day long.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia. That's lovely because I think that is one of the key parts is the fact that you're not on your own. You're not building this business on your own because it can feel really too big because of the potential of it. So having people to share your experience and to give you a nudge and the voice notes back and forth since the retreat, it's just so joyful. I love it. And if someone's feeling a bit like, oh, it's not working, like, yes, it is, you can do this. And it's so lovely, isn't it? It's fab. Thanks, Cynthia. That was lush. And I think to close us is the beautiful Sita, who is in Austria. And we met 2 weeks ago. And well, we've met before. It's funny, isn't it? We all met. We're like, oh, we've met before. Something's happening. There's so many synchronicities and so many connections. It's just lovely. So over to you, Sita.
Thank you very, very much. And I would love, I mean, I know there's not that many people on here anymore, but those of you who are still on, I'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway is or your biggest aha moment from what you've heard so far, because I know it's been a lot of information, but I would encourage you to not go so much into your head, but go into your body and go into your feeling, because honestly, every single person who comes into this business does it out of intuition, because it's so complex and it's so new that our head can't really grasp it until we really get into it, and then we see what really happens. I wanted to tell you my story, but Monica, you need to tell me if you want me to be really, really short, or can I have like 5-6 minutes?
You take 5-6 minutes, please.
Okay. Because like with Monica's stories and Ashley's, I think stories are really, really encouraging for you, because you reflect, you see your reflection in my story, and I think it helps people to really understand where we all come from and what this business can do to us. So very quickly, I grew up middle class, very comfortable, Central Europe. I was a good girl. I went to school. I went to university. I studied architecture. I got lots of degrees. I went into the system. And after 2-3 years, I realized I don't want to live in the system. So I followed my passion. I went into the mountains in Italy and France, and I managed ski hotels. I did that for 20 years. That was a lifestyle choice. I didn't actually earn a lot of money, but I wanted to ski and I wanted freedom. And I didn't want to wake up on Monday knowing exactly how the next 5 days are going to look. So I did that for almost 20 years and I absolutely loved it. But in the meantime, I also had a child. So it got a little bit more challenging because I wanted to spend time with him, of course. And then when I was 37 and my child was 3 years old, I had a stroke. And this still makes me emotional. And those are the things that happen, that the universe sends us to tell us, you need to have a look at your life again. Something's not working. So I wasn't badly affected, except for emotional trauma. But I started to really look at my life and ask big questions. I was 37, my son was 3. I thought I was going to die for a couple of days. And then you think, what do you really want in life? And that's when I started to go into a lot of healing, go into a lot of shadow work, go into coaching. And I really tried to figure out, where do I want to go? What's important? What is really important in my life? And I sort of phased out of management and I went more into coaching. I built my own business as a healer. And that's where I wanted to be, but it was really challenging. I'm sure a lot of you have had their own online business or even bricks and mortar business, you have to wear all the hats yourself. If it's a small business, you have to do everything yourself. I wanted to work online because I wanted to work with people all over the world. I love the world. And I just had to do so much in the background. I had to set up automation. I had to set up all the systems that I didn't really have enough time or energy to do what I wanted to do and what I'm good at, which is helping people heal and live conscious lives and really ask big questions and get to holistic, extraordinary lives. And that's 4 years ago. That's when I happened to come across a masterclass like this. It was actually a 2 or 3 day masterclass. It was a sequence. And it just landed in my lap at the right time, in the right way. I had invested into a lot of small businesses and coachings and trainings, and I was watching this masterclass, and it was a bunch of young Australian people, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's probably just another scam. And this is why I'm coming back to what I said in the beginning. My head wasn't getting it, but my heart was getting it. My whole body, every cell in my body was just screaming, this is exactly what you need. I didn't have a clue what I was actually getting into. I didn't have a clue. So I spoke to my husband and I said, I didn't ask him for permission. I asked him for support. I said, I really want to do this. We were building a house and moving country at the time. We were moving from Italy to Austria. There was no spare cash. But, he said, of course, I'm supporting you and we'll find a way. And we did find a way. The universe works in mysterious ways when you're really, really committed to something and you're really following your soul. So I invested and I got into the business. And what I really desired out of this business was I wanted more me time. My son was 14 at the time. He was growing up. I had suddenly more time. I wanted to just really be free to invest that time into the things that light me up. I also wanted more money and more time to travel with my family because my son was growing up. And I thought we only have a few years left. Up until then, we were only camping in Italy or in Croatia, which only, it's still pretty amazing. But I wanted to show more of the world before he goes and spreads his wings and does things with his friends. And that was my main desire when I came into this business. And now I've been in the business for 4 years. And the last 2 years, I think we've been to 5 or 6 different continents. We travel 7, 8, 9 times a year. We travel all the time. My son has gone into unschooling, so we took him out of school. We're not completely, but almost out of the system. He has a lot of freedom. Our whole life is just structured in total bliss and choice. And I'm not saying I'm not working, but I'm only working when I want to work, and I only do what inspires me that day. And, I'm quite a driven person, so I do work and I am inspired by the work. But the beauty of this business, I think, is the freedom and the choice it gives you. You are allowed to create impact and to shine your light, and the background stuff that you need to run a successful business is done for you. And that, I think, to me, is the biggest freedom, in plus the sisterhood. But I think we've talked a lot about the sisterhood. I've also been at the retreat. I am not in Monica's team. We just met. We're just Enagic sisters. And all Enagic brothers are welcome too, by the way, just because this is a screen full of sisters. All the brothers are welcome too. We've got amazing men in this community. It is a community that really, it can save lives because it allows you to be the best version of yourself and who you really want to be. I hope I've not gone too long. I could talk forever as well.
No, that was perfect. Thank you so much. And something that you said yesterday or someday that really stuck with me was Enagic doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you need.
Yeah.
And you can see that reflected in all of our stories, that it's not just a business. This is a journey. It's a journey, and it takes a specific mission soul that really, really desires to make deep, profound consciousness shifts on this planet. That's what it's about. So
It's a shamanic journey with a hugely generous compensation plan attached to it.
oh, I love that. A
That's
shamanic
what
journey, a hugely generous compensation plan. Yes. On
I'm-
that note,
I'm in.
yeah, I'm in again. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We love you and really, really appreciate you taking the time to be present with us. And now you get to take a deep breath, go deep, and book your call. Reach out to the person who invited you and come play with us. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.